Malawi is in Southeast Africa. It has a population of over 18 million and nearly 53% of its inhabitants live below the poverty line. Although primary education is both free and compulsory, many children leave school at the age of 8, with more boys than girls continuing their studies. Rainbow Hope School is one of the initiatives looking to improve the lives of young people from disadvantaged backgrounds. As secondary school education is not free, students must either privately fund themselves or find sponsors. Often these sponsors are unreliable or difficult to manage. Joseph, one of the founders of Rainbow Hope, is looking to streamline this system.
We came up with an idea to build a school whereby vulnerable children can come and learn. We have children that are under bursary, we have children that are under sponsorship, and then we have children that are on self-sponsorship. So those that are on self-sponsorship and those that are sponsored on sponsorship program, they fund the operation costs of the school. This makes it sustainable, and that really answers our aspiration that we should have quality education for all children, regardless of their background.
But Rainbow Hope School is missing a vital part of its curriculum. They don't have a classroom that is dedicated to science, technology, engineering, and maths, nor the facilities that teach their students computer skills that could completely transform their career opportunities. Joseph has been in touch with Katie from the UK. She's decided to head up a team of 25 women who will fundraise and help build a STEM classroom at the school. Katie and the team are hoping that the STEM classroom will help Rainbow Hope School achieve its goals in the community.
Our desire is to provide a conducive environment for learning, one, and not only environment for learning, but to mold the children or the child to be a useful citizen. What we have noted is that most of our graduates do not make it to university, not because they haven't done well, but because private universities are expensive. Now, most of them, when they graduate from a secondary school like ours, they will still remain at home because they haven't added anything to their qualification. So what we're thinking is that if you can have additional part of the school as a college, whereby you can be providing courses, then once they graduate, they can now start securing good employment.
The lab is one such addition that will give the students extra qualifications to give them the choice of better and wider-ranging careers.
Okay, this facility of science laboratory is very important because in science there are some scientific researches, some experiments and measurements which are involved in these science classes. So it's important to have a laboratory because these laboratories carry some equipment and measuring materials so that students can use and understand what they are learning.
Everything is ready. The funds have been raised, flights have been booked, and construction is about to begin. But just before it does, the weather takes a turn for the worse.
Cyclone Edai dropped huge amounts of rain as it smashed through Mozambique towards Zimbabwe and Malawi. Relief agencies say there may never have been a disaster like this anywhere in the entire southern hemisphere. Survivors recall taking shelter with their kids when
we were in our house and then we heard the mountain exploding. The water started flowing through the streets and we had to run away.
I saw a woman being hit by debris. It's not safe for people walking here. The situation is very chaotic.
Malawi's government estimates almost 83,000 people have been forced from their homes.
As the storm passes, the local team begin work on site. And although construction picks up later than expected, the impact of Cyclone Ida hasn't dampened their spirits. Back in the UK, Katie and the team are making their way to the airport.
We are on our way to the airport at the moment. I'm just about to pick up Kelly, who is our other team leader. We've not seen her in nearly a year.
The STEM Build Malawi project is made up of women from all over the world. Some of the women know each other from previous projects, but most of the team members are meeting for the first time.
I've got all the snacks.
How many snacks?
So many snacks.
They're not my snacks, but they are now.
Hi.
The first leg of the journey sees the team touch down in South Africa. They will then board a connecting flight to Blantyre.
Hi guys, live from Joburg. Build Malawi has made it to South Africa.
After a long journey, the team finally arrive in Malawi and head to their hotel for a well-earned rest. But they can't relax for long. Once everyone's arrived, it's time for day one on site.
Today is our first day on site. I'm just currently waiting for everyone to come to breakfast so we can then crack on and get back to the school. We did a visit to the school yesterday, and when we turned up, the building looked significantly well progressed, which is great for the school, great for the programme. So it's time for a big breakfast this morning, get our energy levels up and just try and enjoy the day.
With the local builders having started work on the new classrooms, this will be the first time Katie and the team see the progress made and the challenge that lies ahead.
This is day one on site. Just taking some photos. We've got a before and after. We're about to get stuck into it.
Malawi's working and safety laws differ to the practices that our team is used to. So on this first day, it is paramount that they are made aware of how to keep themselves and others safe while on site. But it's not just on-site safety that the team needs to worry about. A lot of the team have no prior on-site experience, and Malawi is a much hotter climate than most of our team are used to.
Today I've been doing some bricklaying and I've been carrying bricks with the whole team. We've had like a little chain going on so we can pass them between one another. It is extremely hot, but in general I've been just quite enjoying it, so you just slightly forget about the heat a little bit.
I think it's a bit of a shock, first day of construction, but just getting into the flow of it now.
Yeah, good. I think tired again. I think, once we get some more trials, we'll be good.
So this is for the benches, for the science experiments, and also for the sinks. We're working in the heat. We're all coming together and working well as a team. We've got the guys behind us, bringing in bricks. When we've got a bit of downtime waiting for more mortar, we're finding other ways to keep ourselves busy. I think we've had a couple of, challenges along the way. Yeah. But now we seem to be pulling together.
After a productive first day on site, the team packs up and heads back to the hotel. But the physical strain seems to have taken its toll on team leader Katie.
So we've just finished our first day on site. Everyone did an amazing job just getting stuck in. We did loads and loads of bricklaying. Looking at what we need to achieve by the end of tomorrow, I am a little bit concerned. Fingers crossed, by the end of tomorrow we'll still be on track.
As the work picks up on day two, the team are ready to get back on site and put their new skills to use.
So we're heading to site today. Day two on site. Yes. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good.
Yeah.
Feel really prepared today.
Compared to yesterday.
Compared to yesterday, yes.
Yeah.
The team are from a variety of backgrounds and cultures from all over the world. Spending this much time with each other means it's important to get to know one another and learn their personal connections to the cause.
I've always been helping other people go on volunteering expeditions all over the world. So it's always been at the back of my mind. So when this opportunity came about, I definitely just went for it.
In 2013, that was my first visit to Malawi, and that was after I had helped raise some money to build a Mary's Meals feeding station. And me and one of my friends were really keen to come out and see the feeding station. So we were 17 at the time, and we came out to Malawi. That was my first ever trip, and it was just amazing. And from them, I think I had I had the bug.
So I'm a transport engineer, and on a daily basis I work with lots of data, processing lots of data, and also building the models on computer. So when we build the models, we test the scheme. So it made me realize to compare how the transportation system is here, the roads, and so there is a lot of work to do. There is very minimal infrastructure. It made me realize like Malawi do actually need a lot of infrastructure to put in place before we do any modeling and any kind of work that involves modeling.
At the close of the second day, it's clear to see that what the team is doing at the school is already starting to have an impact on the students.
It's great to have this group of women in Malawi to do the project of science laboratory. I think this will be very important, and it will encourage our learners, especially girls, to do science because they think science is only for men.
This will help us to learn about science. It's very amazing because it's my first time to see women work like men.
The second day, we're getting some really good progress going now. We are all working really, really hard, and a lot of the team are taking early nights now to recharge their energy, ready for the next day. It's really exciting to see so much progress happening, and the team is getting involved wherever they can. We actually went to St Michael's Girls' School earlier today, Gemma, Hannah, Katie and myself, and we did a careers talk which went really, really well. They received us with warmth and happiness, just like all Malawi welcomes. The experience has just made me really appreciate just how little Rainbow Hope have, and just how much the classroom that we're going to be providing them will really benefit them. So I'm signing out now, and I'm going to go and get some well-earned sleep, and I'll see you again soon.
As the week goes on, the team gets stuck into the build and are making good progress, but not without some personal challenges.
So far, I've done so good, toilet-wise, but this morning I feel a bit funny. So this is what, day 3 in Malawi. So I'm about to take one of these, because right now, this morning, TMI, it was fireworks. So for the work we have for the rest of the day, it's important I take one of these. All right. I thought it's quite good to document that. I don't know why, what I did.
Obviously, it's a huge change in diet coming here, and nobody is quite prepared for the effects that can have on the tummy. So we've got myself and Helen, we're 2 nurses on the trip, and we're here to help support everyone. We've got plenty of pills and potions. It's important that we all know if anybody's got any problems, that we're all here to talk, and we're all here for each other. We're a team. We've only known each other for a little over a week, but it's amazing how living in each other's pockets for that week can really bring everyone together.
Here I'm actually laying bricks, helping paint, put chairs and tables together, so getting my hands dirty is definitely something I'm enjoying on this.
My days in Malawi so far have been quite hot. I feel very warm, but I've enjoyed it. It's such a beautiful country, and I've really enjoyed getting involved on site. It's such a new experience, but it's really exciting.
Plastering inside the classroom. So we had a little demo earlier from the chap at the end, and now we're all having a go ourselves. Basically trying to fill in all of these holes, and then give it a good buff and then fill them in again. Very interesting experience, definitely haven't done it before, so it's good to be here learning from the locals, seeing that we can hopefully do half as good a job.
Because the roof's going up today, the team have been working on the desks and the chairs, so they're being primed and painted. We're also doing general site tidy up, so actually there's a lot of stuff that's outside the building that can be trip hazards or it's just messing in the way for activities that we've got going on later on in the week. So they're doing a lot of muck shifting at the moment, really putting in some graft, which is amazing, especially in this heat. They're doing a really great job.
As well as working on the build, the team have plenty of extracurricular activities to busy themselves with. The aim is to learn about the culture and what impact projects like STEM Build Malawi can have on the community here.
The team today, we're going to visit the Open Arms Orphanage material shop, buy some materials that go to a good cause, give you an update later.
It was really nice actually to go to that environment because we were able to donate a lot of items. One of our team members in particular she's done a lot of knitting in her community, teddies and jumpers and hats. We also had a team member that was from our last trip who donated a load of items that we were able to bring out and gift to the orphanage. And it was really interesting to actually learn about the orphanage and the fact that they take children between the age of 0 and 3, and then they actually try and reintegrate them into their communities so that they're still able to kind of grow up amongst relatives and learn about their local cultures, and that was actually really quite fascinating to hear. It was actually a really nice setting. Like, it was quite sad seeing obviously the children, but they all seemed very happy. It was nice to be able to go in and kind of be a part of that and be able to give back to those particularly young people. And I think what the actual Open Arms are doing is actually very valid. And although perhaps some of us experience those, harder feelings, you can kind of see they're actually providing something really valuable to the community.
While the team are out in Malawi, they will not just be helping with the physical build, but are also running STEM workshops at Rainbow Hope School. This is a great opportunity for the students to learn from the international team and gives them a good foundation for their work in the lab.
Today we've got a few things going on. There's a workshop going on in one of the classrooms there with some of the girls. We've got some painting of desks and chairs, a group over here working on interior, and then later on I'm going to do a first aid workshop as well.
It was a STEM build workshop, so we gave them different roles. So one of them was an engineer, one of them was a project manager, one of them was a builder, and it was to explain to them the different stages of going from design to construction in a project. And it's been incredible. I've been really shocked at how passionate they are. Like, they're really, really keen to learn, and that's something I wasn't necessarily expecting. And they are really competitive, they're smart, they're cheeky. Some of them were trying to cheat by going to the toilet, and it was a lot of fun, and I really loved working with them. And I think if they had the opportunities people in developed countries had, they'd achieve a lot.
Today was my STEM workshop, and the title is Harnessing Electricity for Communications. It's essentially showing kids how to make an analog telegraph, which is one of the earliest forms of communication that uses electricity. The idea is that they build it themselves. It's not a competition who builds the finest thing. It's about understanding what they're doing step by step. And I think they were very excited about it, especially when they were testing the first part of the task, which is making sure that their circuit works. When the LED lit up, the genuine excitement, and it was really nice that they understood the theory. One kid today was like, "Oh, I'm rubbish at this." No, she said, "Oh, I'm dumb." I was like, "You're not dumb." In engineering is about trying. A lot of times, inventors like Samuel Morse, he tried several times before he arrived at a telegraph that works. So the idea is to keep trying, and when you fail, to learn from what went wrong in that situation. And so in her particular case, she wasn't dumb. The LED wasn't working. And I told her, you see, you just insulted yourself for no reason, and knocked your confidence a bit by saying you're dumb when it had completely nothing to do with you. It was the component that wasn't working.
I've spoken to a few of the students just in passing, saying hi, asking them about what they're doing in school. And one question I've been asking them is, what would you like to do? So what are your plans once you finish school? And a lot of them want to go to college and, become accountants or have careers. And when I ask them about, do they have a path to actually get to that, they don't necessarily, it's not clear to them what they could do. And I think having more access to ThinkPads and computers, and that will upskill them to actually get to where they want to go. So it's another stepping stone.
It was a unique opportunity for the kids to also see different types of engineers, and that even though we do different things, the idea of paying attention in science is that you get an idea of the various principles, and then you could choose whatever discipline you want to do later on. Workshops gave us an opportunity to work with the kids one-on-one and the teachers as well, really get in there and share what we know. And it's a quick way of sharing your passion, whether it's in the UK or here in Malawi. And when kids are able to engage practically in science, technology, engineering, and maths, it makes it more real. It makes it easier to understand.
At the end of week 1, the team are pleased with their progress. Although still running behind schedule, they've used what extra time they could to make the rest of the build as quick as possible.
We are just coming up to the end of our last week on site. Not coming back to the site now till Monday morning. Because we are behind schedule, we've been trying to save time where we can. So the team has been doing a lot of the interior decoration work and working on the benches and the desks, which we were going to do at the end of the programme. We've also managed to get a little bit of plastering done, but also catch up on some of the plumbing and the electrics, which I can show you very, very quickly. So you can see here we've had the sockets installed. We've started on a little bit of the plastering already. Next door in the other classroom, we've managed to get some of the drainage in as well, just to catch up a bit of time at the end of the programme.
There is little the team can do now until the roof is on. So with fingers crossed, they hand the work over to the professionals, hoping that by Monday morning they can continue the build in time for the deadline on Wednesday.
I am absolutely ecstatic with the way that this trip is going so far, and the way that the team has come together, the way that the build is shaping up to be such a fantastic classroom. And as the weekend moves on, I am really looking forward to the start of next week to really get stuck into more of the internal fit out and to bring it all together in the final week of the build. So I'm actually going to get some well-earned sleep now, because it's been a somewhat exhausting week, and I can't wait to start another week very, very soon.
Over the weekend, the team gets some well-earned rest and experience what fun activities Malawi has to offer.
What are we doing on the boat trip? We're going to jump from a rock. Yeah. Yep, we're going to do some snorkeling, some fishing, and what else? Sundowners. Sunset.
You alright?
Build Malawi!
Hi guys, it's Hannah Shenson here. Hi guys, it's Hannah here reporting from STEM Build Malawi Diaries. Our week is drawing to a close and it has been absolutely fab. Today we were off site, we had a bit of downtime. Half of the team went and did a hike, and the rest stayed, had a bit more of a leisurely morning, did a spot of shopping in the local village, got some lovely crafts, and then this afternoon we were all joined for lunch, And then we went out on a boat and we did some snorkeling, some rock jumping. The rock jumping is something I did not take part in. The snorkeling was really fun. Had a wee beer as well. It was really nice for the whole team to come together and have some chill out time.
So we haven't been on site today. I've been getting feedback from the site team to say the roof's gone on, which is great. Just waiting on updates now tomorrow on the plastering to make sure, you know, we've tried to claw back that time for Monday to start painting with the team. So fingers crossed it'll all be fine. But still for me a worry as a team leader to consider for what's going to happen on Monday, maybe have a backup plan in mind.
The time for rest and relaxation is over. As the sun rises on the start of the final week, the team has a lot of work ahead of them. With only 3 days to finish the project, will they be able to pull it off?
The roof's gone on, as you can see, which is great and looks brilliant, but on the inside still needs a lot of work happening to it. We're probably at least most of a day behind at the moment, and with only 3 days left on site, it's a little bit stressful. To be honest, I'm not sure if all the team recognise how far behind we are yet. I'm trying to keep a cool head and just take everything in my stride as we go and just manage what tasks people are working on and things like that. So this morning, some of the team have gone on one of their extracurricular activities. We didn't want to stop that because that's part of the experience of being here too. I'm feeling a bit nervous. But at the same time, I'm quietly confident. I reckon we'll get it done. Like, I've got a lot of faith in the team, our local team as well. They're working hard. What they've done is they've all moved into one side of the building so we can crack on with the other. So we've got that really good rhythm, we work with each other now. But I might not sleep as well tonight as I have been.
As the first day of week 2 comes to an end, the team leaders are concerned about the progress the builders have made in the classroom.
I've been out just for a couple of hours doing a session with half of the team, come back to site and very minimal amount has been progressed all afternoon. Our team have been asked to vacate this classroom whilst they work in it, which they haven't started to do, which means we could have been doing a bit more. We're tidying off sort of these edges and a bit more tidying up. The team next door meant to be finished at 1 o'clock. It's now gone, it's nearly 5, and they've still not finished the plastering as they committed to. So some of the teams in there have finished and they're on their platforms doing the top sections, and it's just been a battle to get them to move their platforms from that classroom into this classroom, just ready, raring to go for tomorrow morning so they can just crack on. Commitment from them that they'll be finished in here with their plastering at 12, which means that when we come back from lunch, a lot of it will be dry so we can just crack on with the painting. But I'm worried because they keep slipping and slipping and slipping. That's not going to be the case. I'm still going to be painting Wednesday morning. Wednesday's our last day here. So we wanted to hand over a completed classroom. And now we're going to see if the team are happy to do longer days, so come in earlier. And we're already finishing a little bit late, the sun's going down already. So we've just got a big push tomorrow, really. We hand over the classroom Wednesday evening, so we have very few days, and we're at the end of Monday now. So really we have one big full day to get this complete.
It is the penultimate day on site, and the battle with the builders continues. However, it is also becoming clear that there is another big issue that the team faces, and it may bring the entire construction to a halt.
So last night before I left site, I spoke with the site foreman, and we agreed that all of the platforms that the plasterers have been using will be taken out of this classroom and then re-erected in the science classroom. When I turned up this morning at 7, some of the platforms had been taken down, but then just laid down in pieces in the other classroom, so they hadn't been put up. There was still work remaining to be done in that classroom, which they still haven't finished now.
We also found out yesterday we had to pay for some additional items. And last night we were made aware it was about £1,200 equivalent, which we probably could have been able to manage with. The final figure now has come in at £2,500, which is obviously a significant increase. Percentage-wise, it's quite a considerable amount of our original budget as well. What we've managed to do from this morning is have enough money to start the wiring, which means that by tomorrow we'll have lights and electricity to the building, so we can set up the laptops with the key pods. What we're missing at the moment is the funding for the specific science taps, basins, and the fit out of the cupboards underneath them. It's just a shame really that we're here now. We've not really shared all the information yet with the team because we want to keep the morale high to have a really good last full day on site, and it will just, you know, worry people or things like that unnecessarily.
Some of the main problems we've faced is that we don't have someone on site from the local team who is a central construction manager, a person really driving the programme forwards. So we have had to come in fairly late in the day and really enforce some of those deadlines that we have with the programme. Because currently, without Katie and myself really driving home that things need to be finished by tomorrow, it is maybe a little bit more laid back than we would be used to on construction projects back in the UK. We are behind on the programme currently, and with less than 24 hours to go, for me it's becoming quite a big concern.
It's really important for us as team leaders to kind of ensure the team manage to keep going. We are experiencing some fatigue amongst the team. There is illness in parts, and I think that's partly due to obviously combination of drugs and different food and bits and pieces. But so we're having to be quite aware of that and the heat. But I think as long as we're ensuring our team takes lots of breaks, keeps hydrated, we're going to make this a long afternoon, but good rest and recovery tonight, and hoping to come back in tomorrow morning and produce the final project for us.
As time ticks down, the team's morale is sinking when they realise just how much work is ahead of them. Thankfully, they managed to enlist some helpers to give the final push that they needed.
This afternoon, momentum has changed. This morning, I feel a bit down, a bit touch and go, but the schools really got behind the team. Classes have finished early today. Some of the students have come in. They've helped us been washing off the floor, getting all the dust out, and they've been really going for it, which has been really, really super helpful, and it's just brought that energy of the team right up. We've been painting, well, we've got the lime on, we've been painting, and actually we've nearly finished that one classroom, which this morning didn't seem like it was going to happen. So it's really, really brought the energy back up, and everyone's feeling a lot more positive again, which is really great, because we still need that energy to finish in the morning. So actually, we're going to end the day on a high, I think, which is just going to be amazing for the team, and getting through our last day tomorrow, ready to hand it over in the afternoon.
It's the final day on the project, and after the boost of confidence from the students, the team are raring to go for their last day on site.
This is everything that the team's been working towards for the past 10 months, so it's a really exciting day, and we can't wait to hand over a finished classroom.
The deadline approaches, and after a few finishing touches, the team are ready to present the completed classroom. After 10 months of planning and 14 days on site, the team can see their hard work come to fruition. It's time for the team to leave. The project has clearly had a massive impact on both students and the women involved. With tearful eyes, they say goodbye to their new friends and reflect on their experience.
It's a very great opportunity now that the school is having everything. Otherwise, we were short with this type of a building here. We are very grateful, and we as teachers, our work now will be super. I just want to thank the team and all other well-wishers who have donated this room, that will make our work easier, and this will benefit the whole village, community, and the whole Malawi.
It's been 7 months since Katie and the team left Rainbow Hope School. The classrooms are up and running, and students now have access to new science and IT equipment. This has opened up a number of learning opportunities for the students, especially the young women, as they are now able to get hands-on with experiments in the STEM lab.
For us to have a facility like this one, it's a major achievement, more especially for the girl child. Most of the girls don't like sciences, but now because we have the equipment, we have seen most of girls liking the subject. It's also inspiring to see young ladies coming to build the facility that we have. You know, people were wondering what if they could make it, but they did. Even women, even girls can achieve as long as they have that energy and the stamina. We have seen that even our girls here, they have been inspired. They're also interested in working hard. They're interested in science subjects as well as working hard with their hands.
The classrooms are already having a positive impact on the community and are changing the way these young people learn science, technology, engineering, and maths.
Malawi.